Hello friends, on rotational equilibrium we have studied previous two lectures. In first lecture we have studied about definition and concept about torque. In second one we were discussing condition of equilibrium and rotational equilibrium, and we did some question. We are continuing this rotational equilibrium in this lecture also, and we will take some other easier examples to make your concept, to create concept regarding that one. Okay, we are taking one of the example of rotational equilibrium. We have already studied for rotational equilibrium the net torque about concerned axis will be 0. Then body would be told in rotational equilibrium. Okay, we are taking one example for this one. Suppose that is frictionless wall, vertical wall, and frictionless also. Frictionless wall. This is ground, and this ground is not frictionless. That's frictionful, rough ground. Frictionful ground. On this one, there is a ladder. This ladder is uniform, and its mass is capital M. So weight will be acting vertically downward, capital M. Suppose this angle between ladder and horizontal ground is theta, and this ladder is lying on this one. This is frictionless wall, no friction in this wall, but there is friction on this ground. Means there is friction between ground and this ladder, but no friction between vertical wall and this ladder. This ladder is massive, it is uniform, and its center of mass is lying on this midpoint of this ladder. This angle is theta. At this angle, this ladder is in equilibrium in given condition. Now we have to find out forces applied by wall and ground on this ladder. What will be value of forces applying on this ladder to make this ladder in equilibrium? Equilibrium means this is in rotational equilibrium, it's also in translational equilibrium. Again, we will write some equation regarding that one. First one will be equation for translational equilibrium. We are making FBD. In making FBD, we must be thinking about external forces. Means if ladder is our system, this wall will be external, and that will be applying force horizontally. I am taking F1. For equation of equilibrium, we will not write down internal forces, only external forces. So this wall will apply only horizontal. Why? Because friction is absent. When a body touches another surface, it applies force due to touch in vertical direction of surface. It can apply force parallel to the surface when friction is present, because friction is always parallel to the surface. So there is no friction, so no force along horizontal, vertical, only force along horizontal F1, which is vertical to wall. Okay, there will be two forces. Why? Another will be here N2, and another will be parallel to this ground. This will be friction. I am taking friction here in this direction. Now, if you do not know direction of unknown force, you should draw in any way, in any direction. After taking final value, we can eliminate our wrong concept. If got answer is negative, it means that our assumed direction is opposite to real direction. So we will not think much about direction of force here. So friction I am taking in this direction, N2 vertically upward, which is vertical to this ground. Three forces are here. Friction parallel to this ground, N2 vertical to this ground, and this F1 vertical to this wall. There is another force also, weight. In spite of these all four forces, this body is in both equilibria, translational and rotational. So firstly we are writing net force 0 along horizontal. How many forces are horizontal? This F1 is horizontal, friction is horizontal, so we can write down F1 equals to friction. F1 equals to friction. Here friction is a static friction, not kinetic friction. We are not confirmed that this friction is limiting or not. So we cannot write down in terms of mu etc. because it is not just in equilibrium at this theta. It's said. So F1 is Fr, that is static friction, equal but opposite in direction, is one of the equation. Means F1 minus Fr should be 0. Another one for vertical, here mg minus N2 should be 0. Mg is vertically downward, N2 is vertically upward. I have taken here mg positive, so N2 negative, and this will be 0. Okay, second equation. There are two equations for translational equilibrium. First equation is for horizontal translational equilibrium, and second for vertical forces in the case of translational equilibrium. Third one, we need to find out torque, and this torque must be written down 0. Why? Because that's in rotational equilibrium. We can talk a torque about any point, but it will be better to take point at which more unknown forces are acting. Here F1 is acting, here Fr and N2 both are acting. So it will be better to take this one point as our origin of the axis system. Axis is in this way. And if you are writing torque about this point where Fr and N2 are acting, their torque about this point will be 0, N2 and Fr 0. So we need to write down torque of mg and F1 only. What about torque of mg? For finding torque, we should write down magnitude of force, then the perpendicular distance between force line and axis. This is perpendicular distance for mg. Mg is acting in this way, there is axis, so this is perpendicular distance, not this one. If this one is L by 2, because uniform rod has center of mass at midpoint, its length is L, so this is L by 2, then this distance will be L by 2 cos theta, this distance. And we will have here torque of mg L by 2 cos theta. No doubt. This mg will produce torque anti-clockwise, but this F1 will produce torque clockwise. So I am taking here clockwise torque negative. And what about torque of this F1? That is opposite, so I am taking minus sign F1. This is line of action of this F1, and from this axis this is perpendicular distance. This one is entire L, this is theta, this will be also theta. So this is perpendicular distance, this is moment arm for this F1, moment arm for this F1. Moment arm means perpendicular distance, shortest distance between force line and axis. This, and this will be, you can say, L sin theta. So F1 into L sin theta is torque of F1 about this axis. These two forces, Fr and N2, will give no torque about this axis, so we are not writing that 0. Okay, means mg by 2 cos theta should be equal to F1, I'm sorry, see, F1 L sin theta and F1 sin theta. What about F1? F1 is mg by 2 cot theta. This is known to us. M2 is, F1 is mg by 2 cot theta. Cos theta by sin theta cot theta. F1 is calculated. If F1 is calculated, what about friction? Friction is equal to F1. So we can write down here the friction, second unknown force will be F1 and this will be mg by 2 cot theta. Now N2, for N2 here we have already equation. This N2 from second equation, N2 equals to mg. So all three unknown forces, Fr, friction, F1 and N2 are known to us. Once again I am writing, if for rotational equilibrium we should write net torque 0. We should take torque only for external force, not for internal force. And if there is translational equilibrium, we should write down net force on the body 0. There might be the direction in plane, so write equation along x-axis and another along y-axis. X and y means here two perpendicular axes for plane. Might be taken in any direction, but two perpendicular axes should be taken. So two equations for translational and one for rotational, and we can solve them simultaneously to get our unknown answer. I am taking one more question regarding that one for rotational equilibrium. I hope you have this noted down. I am taking another question. Suppose that is disk of mass capital M. This is put on ground. And there is another step. A step of height h, small h height. This is a step of a small h height. Sure, this is uniform disk. Its weight will be acting in this way. A rope is wrapped around this cylinder. And the rope is not slipping in this way as shown in this figure. And F force is applied through this rope. This F is horizontal. This is the force at which this body, this disc is just rising. Just rising means that that's in equilibrium. Just is about to leave this surface and to topple down at this position. Now we have to find out that minimum force at which it will just rise. We can also find out the reaction force applied by this step in. Okay, firstly we are going to find out this F, minimum force F at which it will just rise. Means it is about to rise. It means if this body, this disc will just leave this surface, ground. If it leaves this ground, it means the normal reaction at this ground will be 0. So for this condition of question, we need not to write down value of N1 because N1 will be 0 here, and we will not take any calculation for this segment. Okay. So how many forces are active here? There will be mg vertically downward, there will be F, there will be another force at this step, normal action. But if we take axis of rotation at this one, because body is in equilibrium, rotational equilibrium also, so we can take axis anywhere and we can write down torque 0 about that axis. So now this N is unknown, we have to just calculate this F. So I'm taking axis here to avoid this n, this unknown quantity n. Okay. So we will have two torque. One of the torque about this axis will be that of mg and another of f. This is h. This radius is r. This radius is r. This is h. What about this one? R minus h. What about this distance? That is suppose x. We can write down this x as r square minus r minus h whole square. X means that is 2rh minus of h square square root. This is x. This x is the moment r from this mg, this weight for this axis at this corner. In the same way, the moment arm of this force F will be this total 2r, here to here 2r minus h. 2r minus of h. This is moment arm of this F with respect to this axis. So this one will give anti-clockwise torque, F will give clockwise torque, both will be equal and opposite. So we can write down here the F into moment arm 2r minus h minus of mg into x must be 0. F 2r minus h should be equal to mg. X is, root over 2rh minus of h square. We want f equals to mg by root over 2rh minus h square whole upon 2r minus h whole upon 2r minus of h whole upon 2r minus of h. Okay, now this is f. We have got f by this equation. We can find out n also, normal reaction also. How? Because if there is normal reaction, another component, one of the component will be horizontal, nx, another will be vertical, ny. But for equilibrium, we can write down the ny will be equal to mg and nx equals to this f. F is known to us. What about n? Nx square plus ny square square root means this is f square plus mg square. F square plus mg squared. Right? I'm writing this. N equals to f square plus mg squared. N. We can find out direction also with n. What about this angle? Angle will be this theta. Then we can get here tan theta will be ny upon n. What about ny? mg and n nx. Nx is f. We can find direction and magnitude both of this normal reaction. We can find this f for just rising. Okay. In another video lecture, we will discuss about rotation about fixed axis, some concepts, some lucrative concepts and very good questions which will make your concept very clear. After that, we will do some very good questions, difficult questions. But firstly, we are taking standard questions for making your concept clear. Thank you. Remains stuck with our video lecture. Thank you.